hope everyone's doing well. I came through to do, oh, bitch, hey, I love it. Hey, Johnny. I came through to do some tarot card readings for Cancer season. Just want to share something with the collective. But again, if folks are, feeling a lot of things, folks are holding on to a lot, please know the energy is very much come as you are. You don't have to have a love reading. You don't have to have any kind of reading in particular. Whatever reading you're looking for is fine. I am pulling 3 cards, so if you don't want a 1 card, if you have 3 separate questions and you don't want clarity cards on the 1 question, we can read it like that. You got a situation with 3 different people. You want a card for each person, let me know. Hey, Meech, hope you're doing well. If folks are feeling like they've got too much to say, you can reach out to me. There's no charge. I just like to read cards. It's fine. And I'm nosy. That's the main reason. But yeah, that's my energy. My energy is if folks would like a 1 question, 3 card read, or three questions, 1 card. Hey, career reading. Okay. Tell me more. Are we asking a question? Are we trying to get some strength, some guidance? I got y'all. I got Meech, and then it's gonna go Courtney, okay? And let me get my pen. Thank y'all so much for being open. I appreciate it a lot. Got my pen. What am I going to inside? Because I'm silly. Some guidance with your main gig. Heard you. Okay, Courtney, you said you had some career. Heard you. Okay. All right. Whew. Give me 1 second. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to spark my shit, and I'm going to ask your ancestral team for permission. Because this already feels a little intense. I'm already having feels. So I'm just like, ooh, what's going down to the job? Man, the job, man. It's like doing the job already, I never do people at the job. I appreciate you. Okay, Misha's ancestral team. Those that are seeing the situation play out, we're looking for some guidance. And Meech, where do you want me to pull the first card from? The top, the middle, or the bottom? Heard. You know what? I felt that song. Like you'd rather be doing art. You'd rather be doing something else. You know where you'd rather be. All right, now I know you've seen her. That's the mother. That's the Queen of Pentacles. And I love this card to represent her. And just for anybody who's new here, this is the black tarot deck. It is so beautiful. There are so many depictions of black folks in here that are non-traditional. And that's why I really love this deck. But this is the Queen of Pentacles. She naturally makes money. So for her to pop out upside down in the middle, it's giving that you're not sure how to make it. You know how to cultivate. Like, notice she's in her beekeeper outfit. So she bought the shit. She bought the shit. You're buying things. You're investing. But for some reason, you're not feeling like the rewards are coming. But I've seen a lot. That card really gives like you've been trying to make sure it works out. So you've been doing a lot to ensure that. Like, she's not a slouch, but her upside down means that all the shit you've been doing really feels underappreciated. You're not really feeling like the queen, but you should. And then on top, I've got the Eight of Wands. Ooh, notice that celebration. Notice that going one's own way. And that's right on the top. And so we've got the Eight of Wands upside down on the top. And I feel like we've talked about the eights before. The eights are very much about mental health. They're very much internal work. And so I want to put that out there right now. And on the very bottom, there's one of our friends, the Six of Knives. And so the Six of Knives is a reminder that we've got a lot of climbing to do. We've got a lot going on. We got a lot working in our favor too. Like, notice, you don't just get on that type of, you don't just get up there and start scaling mountains for no motherfucking reason. You know why you're there. You have the skill. But sometimes it's not about having the skill. It's not about that. It's about the journey, and it's also about what is behind you. And so I feel like I'm going to read the book for all of these, of course. But from what I'm gathering, it's more of, there's a part of me that feels like you might have already mastered something, and that's why you're in this loop right now. Like, you've already learned this lesson before, and it almost feels repetitive slightly. That's one thing about the Capricorn Queen of Pentacles. She's very much constantly reappraising. And so it's giving that, like, you've poured a lot in, and that might be why you're not wanting to turn around, but you have to. You have to. And I don't mean turn around literally. I just mean new paths. And I know it's scary because, again, the Queen of Pentacles, like, she feels like she's on her own path. She feels like she very much knows where she's going. And so that energy, and the reality is that you really don't know, it can feel kind of off, like feeling really confident, but then being like, what's next? You know, like, why aren't they calling me back? Or what's the drama over here? It feels like there might be a little bit of a loop between feeling really good and then feeling very much like you're really not sure. Now some guidance from the Mother of Coins, because she is the richest lady in the deck. Just keep that in mind. That's who popped out first, the richest lady. That would be in this alternate. I'm so grateful I'm being protected. I don't know what the message is saying. I'm grateful. All right, generosity. Opulence. A beekeeper stands in an orchard on her honey farm, holding a frame from the beehive. The Mother of Coins nurtures a space for comfort as a loving host and soothing mentor. She is down to earth, resourceful, and big-hearted, making all feel welcome and at home. The Mother of Coins can always be called upon, especially in a pinch. The Mother's abundance is well-earned, ensuring security and prosperity, which enable her to welcome more individuals to the table to enjoy her generosity. The card reminds you to show gratitude for all forms of opulence. Knowledge and health are riches. She honors as generational wealth. Mismanaging, overthinking, blocking luck, bad investments, dependent, self-absorbed. Do not spend for 1 week or month. That's what Mama said. Mama said, can you? And I feel like between me and you, there's no way that you cannot spend for 1 week or month. This might not be the best advice, but I think if we think about what they're trying to say, I think they're trying to offer that, like, there's been a mismanagement perhaps of time, of resource, of energy, and perhaps being a little bit more accountable to how much you're offering, how much you're giving. Just consider that it's okay to not be okay, but I do want to stress that it's important to me that you reach out for support more than maybe you want to. Meech, hey, what up, Sierra? It really feels like that's what the cards are really calling me to offer. That like you may actually need more support than you're willing to ask for right now. And instead of seeing yourself as the mother whose honey might have fallen or the jar of honey might have broken, like you're still trying to, it shows someone that still has heart, but they don't have enough resources to share it, and that could make you feel like you're not being supportive or loving, but that's not true. When I saw those 6 of knives on the bottom, I kind of knew what time it was because it's giving like you're really not willing in ways to hold perhaps the severity of the situation, and I get it. I super get it, but I need you to know, like, you are not alone. There are people that want to support you that don't even know who you are yet. Just keep that in mind that there are so many people out there that will be supportive, but it's not easy to say, I need help. Like, isn't that the thing? That the help is there. But the courage, the vulnerability to say, I need it. Um, Again, especially with these cards, all these cards show that like you really do have an abundance, but it's not translating in a particular way, but that's not your fault, okay, friend? And I do want you to know I'm gonna read the two other ones too, because even though the notes seem a little somber, there's joy here too. Keep that in mind. Okay, I'm gonna read that Wands card. We're looking at the 8 of Wands. Alignment, movement. A young woman dances across a road with balloons in hand. This card reminds us to strike while the iron is hot. Pay attention to everything that comes your way. There's a ring of divine timing to this card. The 8 of Wands indicates that an action is gaining momentum, thanks to your discipline and dedication to sharing your gifts with the world. If you have a message to share with others, work to communicate your ideas confidently and clearly. The sky is bright and clear. You have persevered through difficulties, building a foundation that allows you to experience your best life. Harness this positive energy and excitement. Accident while traveling or while in the house, deception, being left out in the cold because of selfishness, stagnation. Explore or visit a new city because that card was upside down. So there is a part of me that feels like, just based on what this card was saying, the ways that you don't feel aligned are throwing you off, are making you feel as if maybe you have done too much or not enough, and really this job path that you're on, it may not necessarily be your passion, but it is something to pay the bills. And so please know, like, you're not crazy or wrong. A lot of these jobs are not offering a lot. A lot of jobs. Let me not, because it's the way I want to go crazy. But a lot of these jobs are really fucking with us. And so it makes sense why, you leery or you're aggravated. I'm glad. Now this card is on the very bottom. This card is going to be seen as like the whisper, something that might not be very loud, but it may still hit. Recognition, victory. A woman sits on a horse on a carousel. Oh, no, excuse me. I read the wrong way. We're reading the 6 of Knives. Rite of passage, transition. A young man is rock climbing, using knives to help him scale the face. He is ready to transition towards something new. Where are you ready to evolve? Announce it to the universe. The climb represents putting in the work to grow and letting go of anything that encourages stagnation. Be willing and open to explore new lands and shores. You will benefit by going with the grain. The rock climber has come a long way while working toward a brighter future. The 6 of Knives reminds us that the change often comes about after periods of discomfort. It is never too late to step into a new existence. Allow others to lend a hand as you work toward the top. The pack on the man's back symbolizes the weight we carry from heartbreak, conflict, or trauma. It is time to transform through healing. You've come too far to turn back now. Unfinished business, moving on and releasing all that no longer serves your higher self. Entering calmer waters, new environment or atmosphere, bringing much needed relief. Get out of your comfort zone. And I feel like that's what you were saying earlier too, that like there are so many gifts, but this might be a chapter that is finished. There may be a transition needed out of this situation. And this is not easy. Like these cards are very much giving that like you've sacrificed a lot, but you're not about to sacrifice any more of your mental health for this. What up, Kiki? Hope you're doing well. And of course, Meech, of course. I feel like it's time to go, but I can understand like dragging your feet. Sometimes you've been walking in the same direction for a while. That doesn't mean that that's the only direction. That doesn't mean that like that's it. That's your only path. But I can understand thinking that you don't want to give up just yet. But there is movement in these cards. These cards definitely are saying that there is a new place for you to shine and be happier. But finding it is going to take you taking a step back, asking yourself what you really want. Sometimes we're just looking for what'll do. What do you really want? It's time to ask that question. Absolutely. No, it does seem like it, but don't let the imposter syndrome fuck you up too bad. You're doing your best. You're definitely doing your best. You have a lot to offer. And again, just because you poured a lot of time in one direction, it never means you got to stay in that direction. There's definitely so much power and wisdom in deciding I'm going to do something different. And again, it's not overnight. You may mull on this for a little bit longer. That's not a problem. Changing our mind don't happen overnight. Do it? Hell no. Think about moments where you actually changed your mind and you remember that like you used to be on some other shit. Think about what it took. It might have took some years. Heard you. I hear you on you can't change the job. I'm hearing you on you can't change the job. But I do wonder what this means when it comes to like pouring into your art. Because I think if we're looking at it for making time or cultivating time to create, it was definitely giving that like, you're gonna have to maybe say no to the job sometimes. Like maybe you can't work extra, maybe you can't work later, maybe your shift needs to change. There may be a way for you to finagle it, but it does give that you definitely have to transition in some way, that there has to be a change. And it was saying it was gonna be mental, but I do wonder how that's gonna link all together with your art. Who knows? Maybe you can find a way to do art at the job. You gotta have empathy, Casey. You gotta have it. You gotta keep building it inside of you. Heard that, heard that. Definitely. Again, the queen was there, so it's definitely someone who's thinking about money long term. But when you make a mistake or something goes left, you're still the queen, but you have to, regroup. I'm smoking Pineapple Express. I appreciate you, Meech, for letting me read your cards. Courtney, if you're still here, you're next. If anybody else wants a reading, let me know. You just tell me your name, what you want the reading for. Well, you don't have to tell me your name. Just tell me what you want the reading to be about, and where should I pull from, the top, the middle, or the bottom. And I feel like I've said this before, but if you pull from the top, usually that's the louder card in the deck. In the middle is kind of like something quiet inside. And then the card on the bottom is usually a whisper, a secret. Cosmic, I got you. You're after Courtney. If Courtney's not here, that's okay. If Courtney comes back, we'll add them. Okay, bet. Thank you, Courtney. Courtney, you're super good. You didn't interrupt at all. Truly. I feel like I'm the kind of reader where like I feel like I can handle a couple things at once, and I'm smoking weed. Where and again, when you ask for a reading, just tell me what you want the reading on and where you want the card pulled from in the deck, the top, the middle, or the bottom. All right, you said how can you successfully land a full-time job this year? You've been unemployed. You've tanked every interview. Damn. Hey, but did you tank every interview? Is that true, or did they find someone that's taking less money? Asking for your worth to be respected it's not easy. All right, Courtney's ancestral team. They said they want that full-time position. They said, what is it going to take? What can they gather? What can they use? What can they hear? Okay, babe. Okay. Yeah, this one was popping up a couple times too. Who's this? Oh, okay. 5 of baskets. This is the 5 of cups. And so when we get to the 5s, we're usually dealing with something harsh. 5s are usually very harsh. 4s are usually full of abundance. They're a square, right? They're a shape, an equal shape. And 5s kind of throw things off a little bit. So we're starting with the 5. And then, ooh, okay, we've got the Emperor upside down. Emperor is big Aries energy. And also 5 of baskets, aka 5 of cups. There's just, when we get to the 5s and we see 5 of cups, we're typically seeing someone really sad about all the loss, but there's still more. Like there's still more, but it doesn't feel right. And on the very bottom, we got the World card. I love this card so much. It's so beautiful. I love how this person is just pouring in. Now, I'm gonna start with the 5 of baskets with the book because from what I was seeing, I think you can translate it a few ways. So we'll start with the book and then go from there. So we have the 5 of baskets as our focus card. All right, and it's disappointment, loss. A man has dropped cartons of eggs on the ground at a market. Although one carton is unsalvageable, 4 others are intact. But the man's focus is on the loss. Loss is painful. The 5 of baskets offers permission to grieve. Allow for a release, as all your emotions are valid. Part of the healing process involves mourning and processing. Remember that healing is not linear. Some days, weeks, months, or years will be easier than others. Avoiding things doesn't make them go away. Make space for being in your feelings, but don't make a home there. Not all is lost. Practice shifting your focus to joyous memories. You will feel happiness again. Trust that the best is yet to come. Personal setbacks, feelings of abandonment, unwelcome change, emotional release. So right then and there, that card was definitely trying to offer that, yes, the interviews have not gone well. And how does that make you feel? You must release that feeling of perhaps not being perfect, not being worthy, not being as lovable as you thought you were coming across. Those things are unfortunately things that you already had in you. That person is not important in this. The interviewer doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're not getting that job after going out to try to go get it. Even going to an interview costs money. So again, it's the ways that it feels. It's real if you don't feel your best. I remember the other day I was telling my partner I felt like a loser because I couldn't get a job. And like again, am I a loser because I'm not getting the job that I want? No. But those feelings still exist, you know? So just putting that out there that like that feeling is valid, but that's not who you are. That's not even what you are. That's a feeling, and they're all fucking valid. They all come from somewhere. And instead of trying to not feel badly or poorly or like you're just not getting it, let's just hold that maybe the best is yet to come. Right? The feelings do exist, and that's not a bad thing. You're not bad for those feelings, but it's hard. It's hard to hold them. I'm gonna give you that. The next card we got was the Emperor. It was in the middle and it was upside down. We have solidity, structure, maybe. A father sits on a throne with his son resting against him, comforted by his protector. He is the cosmic father, operating with the principles of authority, rationale, and order. He relies on these ideals to create stability and security. The emperor rules over the systems of law, discipline, strategy, and knowledge with paternal compassion and understanding. He protects and commands using a grounded mind and clear vision. When the Emperor card is pulled, it's time to consider the following. What kind of leader are you? How do you show, use, and honor your power and strength? How do you protect yourself and those you hold dear? Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The flower is red carnation. Element is fire. Chakra, solar plexus and root. Domination, toxic masculinity, rigidity, competitiveness, demand, offensiveness, power struggle, abuse, burnout, financial irresponsibility, health issues. Set firm work-life boundaries. Give yourself and others grace. I speak my truth, taking a stand and acting on all that matters to me. And so I feel like this Emperor card is another reminder that like there are positions of power for you, but how powerful do you feel right now? Where does your power come from? Imagine if all of like the wild manager experiences we've had were accompanied by someone that actually could see how their power dynamics in the workforce could be potentially abusive. I think Courtney, what this reading is offering is that you actually have a way of operating that some business really needs. Some business really needs the way you see things and the way you relinquish power, but also, find other people to share it with. And so keep that in mind that perhaps these jobs weren't going to work for you because the way that you're operating is just going to be a little, I don't want to say too radical, but some places can't handle a new perspective. And I recently went through that where like I thought I had so much to offer this job, but they didn't value me as an equal. And so I want you to remember, like, when it comes to the Emperor, you have skill to be a leader. But keep in mind what kind of leader you want to be. Because I think that's what the reading is trying to offer, that maybe you're not going high enough up. Maybe you're not going for management, leadership, and that's where you should be because of the questions that you ask already, because of the ways that you operate already. This reading is honestly maybe saying, yeah, you didn't get these jobs because they weren't for you. They were not as big as they may have seemed when you applied, because there's bigger. Now the last card, the world. All right, let's do this. Now, I want you to keep in mind the world card is the last major arcana, meaning in the story of the Fool, this is the end, okay? So keep that in mind that on the very bottom of the deck, this is the card that was there waiting for you. Which, in my opinion, symbolizes the end of a journey. Maybe you were a fool, but you've learned, and now you can pour something back into the earth. Something that you could only gain from your journey of breaking those eggs. Results. Rebel. Yes. A woman waters the world, knowing the importance of looking after the planet and honoring all living things. The world card indicates the completion of one journey and the beginning of a new one. It is the uniting of the outer and inner selves. The journey has forced us to confront, persist, and evolve. Certain chapters must be wrapped up and brought to an end. Move on. The world and adventure wait. Reminder, no one escapes judgment, not even the judge itself. When the world card is pulled, it is time to consider the following. Are you liberated? Are you safe, grounded, and whole? How do you show up in the world? How can you heal the world? The flowers associated are daisies, daffodils, the element sign of earth, the chakra root, your booty, integration, sense of belonging, travel, accomplishment, completion, achievement, wholeness. Exercise and practice grounding yourself. I breathe in and embody inner peace, embracing the calm of being connected with the universe in mind, body, and spirit. Listen, there's a lot going on for you. These cards are really big. Again, you got a minor as your card, but the two cards, like the cards that were supporting were the Emperor and the World. Those are very big changes. Seeing yourself as a leader and not wanting to be a despot, but also wanting to heal the world and perhaps not wanting to come off as, someone who's not as serious and more idealistic. I think it was more they're letting you level up, and it never feels good. When you, I think we talked recently about your chart, and again, there's a lot going on in it, and it's a really beautiful chart, but the ambition, the desire to prove I'm worthy of this opportunity, sometimes not getting that is for the fucking best. Sometimes not being good enough for this position, thank fuck. I think unfortunately some of us have gone to jobs that we poured so much and they shit on us so hard. We did everything right. But it wasn't about doing everything right, was it? It was about breaking you. It was about making you double think. It was about manipulating you, maybe gaslighting you. Some of us can relate to not getting the job, or worse, getting the job and keep getting fired. It's not that you're not a great worker, but that work environment, what was that like? Some of us don't realize that some no's, some rejections are protections. So that's what I'm getting, Courtney. I'm getting the rejection as a protection because it's going to allow you to regroup and think about what kind of leader you want to be. Maybe stop going for anything entry level or anything that might not scare you. I think it's time to be a little bit uncomfortable in what the possibilities are. And again, it's okay if you don't make it to where you thought you would. This is okay. That's not a failure. I want y'all to remember, it's not a failure if you try something that doesn't work out. It means you tried. Let's focus on that. I appreciate you, Courtney. Just thank you for taking the time to let me read your cards. Cosmic, if you're still here, and Kiki, if you're still here, I need to know what the subject is and where you want me to start the reading. Are we pulling from the top, the middle, or the bottom? And low key, I just want to play a little jammy jam. I know it was funky. I know it's been funky. But I want to play a little Toro y Moi. I love this song so much. It just sounds so 1980s to me. You're so welcome. Hey. Sierra, were you trying to get a reading? Okay, Robin, thank you for reaching out. And again, Courtney, of course. I really appreciate you even asking. Again, I never know who's going to show up to these things. I know not everybody is into getting their tarot cards read. And that's okay. It's okay to just watch. It's okay to not be ready. But if you ever get interested, get yourself a deck. So it can be really helpful. It can help you not crash the fuck out. I'm telling you right now. I gotta crash out right now, but they gave me a little bit of something, But yeah, I'm smoking on that Pineapple Express tonight, and I feel so bomb. Sierra, are you trying to get a tarot card reading? I'm sorry, I don't know if I just asked that. My bad if I did. I'm talking a lot. Alterell, you have great taste. Thank you so much for sharing. You got a favorite song? Let me know. I got you next. Alright, you let go of a friend group last year and know it was the healthiest thing for you. But you're still struggling with grief. I hear you. The friend group, and you said you let go of the friend group. Okay, and you said you want a top card for grief. I'm hearing that. Again, I'm hoping that folks know that when we let go of people, when we walk away from people, it's not a failure. Sometimes we're just not able to maintain that connection anymore. And it's not that we failed. It's genuinely that our connection with that person, those people, those places, they're not fulfilling anymore. And now what? Now what do we do? Now what do we do? And sometimes what we'll do is we'll fight with those people. Sometimes we'll like start fights with them, or we'll do something really mean. Sometimes we'll just blow up a connection because we don't know how to say I don't want to be your friend anymore, or I don't want to connect anymore. It's hard. It's hard to tell people that we're done, but I think it's harder when you leave a friend group for a very important reason, and you still wish you could know what they're up to. I definitely I've felt that pain before of just hoping one day they realize like I walked away because y'all weren't treating me good. I didn't walk away because like I hate y'all. It's more that like I think I deserve better friendship connections, and sometimes saying that feels loud. It feels very loud to be saying that shit. And you said you wanted the top card. Okay, Cosmic Sunflowers, Ancestral Team. They said they need some guidance around grief, around pain. Letting these folks go is not easy, and they can really use some support. Right, you said right on the top. Ooh, Two of Coins. All right, we got the Two of Coins on the very top, upside down. In the middle. Who's that? Ooh, Wheel of Fortune in the very middle. Looking right at you. And then on the bottom. Ooh, with the alligators. Is that the 6? Son of Wands. Okay. So we got the Page of Wands. All right. Pages are messengers. Okay. All right. This reading, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It's already got me fascinated. Simply because it has the Two of Coins upside down, which usually when you see this card in other decks or in the Rider-Waite, you'll see a person juggling 2 coins. And it's really about having balance in business, in money, in resource. And so there's a part of me that feels like, you know, y'all weren't just friends. Like, these people might have contributed to your life and your livelihood. You might have actually made it sometimes having an easier month because they existed. But then I see the Wheel of Fortune upside down or looking right at you, and it makes me wonder, you know, I'm gonna read the book just because I'm very much like, what are you trying to tell us? Sometimes, you know, you can read cards for years and still be like, this card combo is very fascinating. It happens all the time, promise. All right, we're gonna start off with the Two of Coins, our top card, and I want to be candid that like this card, as I said, it usually means like flow of money. How we kind of keep things moving. Prioritization, adaptability. A young man juggles 2 cowrie shells on a sports field. The shells here represent roles and responsibilities. The man is practicing finding his balance while holding focus in more than one area. Find balance in work, rest, relationships, exercise, and leisure. Work on creating a flow and implementing systems that will allow you to multitask with ease. The Two of Coins encourages you to handle the unexpected with a sense of calm. Roll with the punches and don't take them personally. Be adaptable to life's changes. When the man doesn't shy away from hard work, he knows his capacity and stays within it. You will overcome anything that comes your way if you manage your energy, time, and wealth. Carrying a weight that is not yours to carry. Feeling financially stretched, biting off more than you can chew. Turn off your notifications and truly clock out outside of work hours. And so that first card, as I said, it's about balancing money, having good business relationships. And so I feel like in this aspect, as they said, turning off those notifications, maybe not checking up on those people and what they're up to. It's hard not to. I get it. It's hard not to go looking for people, wondering what happened, where they're at. I get it. Trust me. If no one else gets it, I do. But there's a desire to perhaps play things over and over again. Like, how could they have been different, or how things could be if y'all were still cool and you're not crazy or wrong or bad. Like, I hope you know that. I really hope you know. Like, friend breakups are very normal, but what they can mean for us, like, afterwards, can be kind of terrifying. Now, that middle card, we did have the Wheel of Fortune looking right at you, which I love to hear, because the Wheel of Fortune is very much exactly what it sounds like. It's a card that means something good could happen. And again, like, the odds being in your favor are good because, again, the card was looking right at you. But again, seeing the Wheel of Fortune in the midst of all of this pain can honestly be a lot. So just take time with that card if you are scared of it. If it's kind of like, what do you mean? Good things are coming. It could be a lot. Okay, so karma, fate, yes. A sunflower life cycle is centered around the elements, highlighting the phases of creation. The wheel reminds us to remain centered in a chaotic world. When you are centered, you surpass distractions and remain adaptable to anything that comes your way. The Wheel of Fortune says, do not take anything for granted. When the Wheel of Fortune card is pulled, it is time to consider the following. Do you embrace aging? What do you do regularly to recenter? How do you break cycles of negative thoughts and habits? The flower is a sunflower, longevity, vitality, and good luck. Element is fire and water. Chakra is the throat. Yin yang, good luck. Karma, turning point. Destiny, strong intuition. Upcoming change, recovery. Soulmates, decisive movements. Breaking cycles. Shift unexpected incidents into opportunities. Embrace the unknown. I align my faith with divine timing. I surrender and trust the process and journey. And so, from what I'm getting, is the Wheel of Fortune really wants you to focus on the fact that you're growing up and maybe you're realizing that, you miss some people, but if you're really honest with yourself, you left for a reason. Honor the truth of time. That maybe you can think of 1,000 ways things could have went, but they didn't go that way. And that's okay. It wasn't your failure. I just want you to remember you're not failing because you're not connecting with people. Sometimes we're not going to connect, and that's not our failure. Sometimes we're just not going to connect, and it doesn't mean we're bad. Son of Wands was our last card, and that card was also faced away on the bottom. Energy, passion. A young man is submerged in a glass tank of water while being circled by 2 crocodiles. A crowd watches as he records his daring experience. The Son of Wands recommends that you keep your eyes peeled for exciting openings that will feed your talents and dare you to be great. This card is a call to take a risk, to give anything and everything a chance. It is time to start a new project or follow a different path and see where it takes you. Even though you may lack a plan and may be headed into unknown territory, you admire and embrace the potential. conflict, unreliability, impulsiveness, no boundaries. Share one of your passions publicly. And so, what I want to say is, looking back at this read, it really was a desire to remind you that, like, there's going to be big risks coming up, and you have to remember that, stand on that. Stand on the lack of connection you have with certain people now. It's not that you were wrong or that they were necessarily wrong. It's more that you wanted something different and you went towards it. Sometimes we will not maintain connection and nobody was bad. We just weren't in alignment anymore. We might not have been able to make it. Oh my God, Alterell, I love to hear that. I'm so excited. Oh, Cosmic, I'm behind in all your messages, but I'm reading them now. Ooh. Cosmic, you're so welcome. Like, all the cards are very much trying to remind you that, like, saying no to people, getting away from people, that's going to be a big theme coming up. Like, you're going to have to cut some more people off. And so this is just a baby step. Like, the cards are trying to remind you, you did a good job, standing on business. This ain't it though. Like, this is just the beginning. So let that feeling out. Like, you might need to do some tension relieving movements, maybe some art, some writing, maybe some yelling, maybe some tapping. I know people do like chest taps. I just want you to look into that because there does need to be a physical release, it seems, just because the cards are really warning that, like, there's a lot of boundaries to be setting coming up, a lot of people to assert yourself to, and to show that, like, I'm here and I must be considered. And I want you to remember, like, this takes practice, like building up confidence to say, no, thank you, or I actually don't appreciate this and I'm going to go a different way. Those things take time. People just saying how they feel, no one just knows how. We have to be taught or we have to teach ourselves. And so it feels like that's where you're at. You're in that space where, like, you could teach yourself some more, but that big move, keep celebrating it. Keep celebrating saying no. Keep celebrating saying, this is not what I like. Keep celebrating saying, this doesn't work for me anymore. Celebrate that because that's not an easy thing for you to do. It's not been easy. Okay, hold on, because Kiki was next. And Kiki was asking about their child's father. Okay, Kiki. Kiki's ancestral team. I know you see this man. I know you can see what he's up to. Is Kiki wasting your time? Is this going to work? Please give us some guidance. All right, and you said the bottom. Ooh, that middle. All right, we're starting with the bottom. Ooh, who is she? Who's she? Ooh, the Ace of Knives. Ooh. Okay, and she was looking right at you too, so she's upright. All right, who else? Ooh, who is? Who are they? Oh, damn, not the 6 of coin. Okay, and we were upside down in the middle. Good to know. And on the top, who is this? 7 of Knives, but they was looking right at you, baby. We had the 7 of Knives right up at you. So we got some good energies. Got some slices, okay? Listen, we going right into the book because the way I feel, I want to be like, cut them off. That's my feeling. But the book gonna say it nice. You know what I mean? Let's let the book say it nice. Because you know how people be. I'm people. Breakthroughs. Clarity. A woman stands with a city silhouetted behind her. She holds a knife, prepared for anything headed her way. A raven flies above, showcasing its ability to survive the sun. hinting at a change in consciousness. The Ace of Knives is about stepping back into your power. The woman is headed toward new beginnings. It is time to channel this new energy and allow it to help you in your decision making. This card asks you to be open to different perspectives. Approach situations rationally, putting aside temptation and emotion. This new clarity may call upon you to speak your truth or voice new boundaries. Do not fear using your words or your voice. Seeing through illusions, facing fears, acknowledgement and acceptance of truth, even when it hurts. Find time to be still and silent. Listen for guidance to make wise choices. Okay, that was the card that you picked on the bottom. As I said, the bottom card is a whisper. All right, so I'm reading the card I'm reading the cards the right way, but I want to read the Seven of Knives next because that is the top card. That's the scream. So the whisper was get quiet and pay attention to your intuition. That's what the whisper said. The whisper said, okay. But the Seven of Knives, betrayal, deception. A man stands ready to fight. Depending on interpretation, he could be either attacking or defending. This card warns of attackers acting from a lack of conscience and making decisions that take advantage of others. Are you attacking or defending? If you are the attacker, using manipulative behaviors to get ahead or gain the upper hand, this is your reminder that there are other less harmful ways to attain what you would like to or to accomplish what you need. If you are the defender, keep your eyes and ears to the ground and pay close attention to whom you are keeping as close company. This card shines a light on dishonesty that is afoot, suggesting that you ensure that you and those around you are operating from a place of truth and honesty. Sincere apologies, coming clean, turning over a new leaf, reparations, create an anchor, align with your core values. Now, when we see the Seven of Knives in other decks, it be showing a thief. No shade. So that's what had me pause. Because I was like, is he stealing? Because the Seven of Swords is usually a thief. It's usually somebody stealing something, taking away something, but right now it could be your safety. Right now they could be stealing your peace of mind. But it's theft, okay? Keep in mind, when you see Seven of Knives, thievery, stealing something, peace, tranquility, peace of mind, stealing the feeling of everything's gonna be okay. He's stealing. There's been a theft. You're not crazy. Whatever he stole, I know you pay attention even more now, and I get it. There's our middle card, okay? This is the card in the very middle. This is the card that's in your gut. This is part of your intuition, okay? Giving, sharing. A husband and wife take the time to do their child's hair together. They are braiding her hair and adding cowrie shells. A lot is given in the act of styling hair. It is a legacy that continues as a humble labor of love. The giving of the cowrie shells symbolizes the parents passing along wealth in its many forms. The parents understand that all they offer ultimately increases their plate as well. The child is both being taught and seeing modeled the importance of community and aiding others. The roots of welcoming others, offering food, and collaborating around resources provide the energy behind the Six of Coins. This does not mean to give and take ignorantly as a colonizer, but to give and take sustainably and equitably. We do not all have equal or equitable resources or privileges. Honor giving when you can. Increase opportunities for others as they build themselves. And be open to receiving when others want to help you build you. Disinheritance. Strings attached. Not set up for success. Remember the law of giving and receiving. When you have plenty to share with others. That card was upside down, meaning that it's not just theft, but they're not replenishing anything. They're not building something with you. And again, the sixes are all about pregnancy. When you look at a six, it's a rounded spine with a full belly. So keep that in mind. This is bigger than just stealing from you. They're stealing from the baby. That's why you're mad. Remember, your feelings are valid too, but you're also dreaming for the future for your baby. Like, that's something that people don't talk about enough for me. Is like, people want to call somebody's child's mother any old name, but she has to dream for the baby, not just herself now. So yeah, it makes sense why you would cut somebody off or say, you know what, you're not giving enough. You're not sharing enough. You're not showing our child what it looks like to be in community enough. There's a lot of things that are at stake here. You're not crazy and you're not wrong. And I feel like at this point, I can understand not wanting to co-parent, but I feel like start gathering evidence of what you feel. That's why the card said, because we're not dealing with the same system. We're not. So you have to gather as much evidence as possible, which I know is annoying. But cover your behind, babe. Like, show the text messages of you asking for certain things. Just make sure you compile the data, because it's giving trickster. Okay, seven of swords. Just look up the energy on that one, trickster. Thank you so much, Cosmic, again. Yeah, Kiki, you're doing your best. You're definitely doing your best, but these cards are just trying to remind you, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. Like, how you feel, those spidey senses, like, that doesn't add up. Like, please, you have to think 10 steps ahead for your child's sake. I'm understanding that. The cards were definitely not giving that he's trustworthy, but it's also giving compile the data and hold your ground. If you need support, I'm going to be real with you. I feel like I have a couple links to send, but findhelp.org just in the meantime, in between time, because who knows, there might be some childcare offerings. There could be offerings that make it easier to compile your data a little quicker and get the fuck away from his ass. Right, as you should. Kiki, I'm glad that you're taking the time to even address this and to even ask questions, because again, it can be scary, like, especially when someone's supposed to be co-parenting with you. I can understand, even if they're only giving a little bit of support, not wanting to lose out on it because you're seeing things that are making it complicated for you now. But whatever the conflict is, it's giving that there's just not enough being pulled. It's giving that it don't matter what you pour in the pot, he's taking it out. And that's not co-parenting. You don't deserve that. And I hope you know you didn't choose wrong. You're not. There's nothing that could prepare you for this. Like, please know that. Motherfuckers be talking shit about people. It's like, sweetie, this is my first child. Like, how would I know how anyone's gonna be? How would I even know how the other parent gonna be? Please don't shame yourself. There's so many things that go left after people have kids. Like, there's no way to know how someone's gonna show up for their life. I want you to just remember that. The child is part of their life. We don't know how people are going to show up for their life. We don't know. We can only hope that they do what's right. If they don't, we have to move better. And it sucks because now everyone's going to be looking at you if anything's wrong, which again, he's not considering now. And I feel like that's the issue. Right. Nothing wrong with you at all. Some people genuinely do not know how to handle the responsibility, and they'll put it on the other parent, or they'll do weird little things. And again, what I was getting out of the reading is like shit like the diaper bag. Like, damn, you can't put that in there? You could take something out? It's giving that, like, anything that you do, you got to think about what he going to do next, because he not pouring nothing in. So you don't even got to, you got to think beyond your money now. And that's just too fucking much. You really did nothing wrong. Kiki, just thank you for letting us read your cards. I really hope you know the cards really want you to just gather evidence right now. Just pay attention. Don't do too much because you don't need to. He's already making the big mistakes. Just keep that in mind. You just need to start compiling evidence and letting it be known. And I'm hoping that if you do need more resources or support, you reach out because I don't mind doing some legwork and seeing what I can do. But you really never know what's out here, but gather evidence. Don't sleep on it, please. Now, the next person on the list is Sierra. Does anybody else want a reading? I got room for 2 more after Sierra, so just let me know. I'll add you to the list right now. Hey, beauty. How your day going? Alterell, got you. Alterell, also, as far as your birth chart goes, have you checked out Shani app, CHANI? Because that app has really helped me get into my birth chart so hard. Appreciate you as well. Just thank y'all for giving me time and giving me your energy. Like, I love these cards so much, but I haven't been able to like sit with them long enough for myself. And I also love the book so much. Just thank y'all for letting me read these cards. And for anyone that's interested, the card is called, these are called Black Tarot cards by Nyasha Williams. The art on this deck, the book, oh my God. Babe, like again, I get tarot. I've bought 3 tarot card decks in my entire life. This is the best book. You see how fucking thick that book is? And also, because I'm going to brag on her. If there's one thing I'm going to do. But she goes into depth on like why she chose certain symbols. She also has spreads in here for you to get into. This is not just a book on card meanings. This is a book that allows you to really get into spreads without having to find a secondary source or buy a secondary source. The book came with the box. It was a gorgeous set. And all of the major arcana have affirmations, have plants associated. The book is delicious. It is so great. And I'm so fucking grateful that I got this for my birthday. It's one of the best gifts I've ever gotten in my life. And so that's enough of my ad. But, okay. All right. Of course. Yeah, the Shani app is also having a sale, I think, for the rest of the month. The sale code, or they're having a free month of the premium service, which I definitely got this month, which I'm so grateful for. I got so much reading done. But the code is Saturn30, all uppercase, and you get 30 days of free tarot guidance. I'm obsessed. It's an app that, like, depending on how next month goes, I might pay for it again. Like, low key, lowest of keys. It's almost worth it to me. I'm just, again, anything over $10 online, I'm like, eh. All right, Sierra's ancestral team. What are we pulling for? What's the energy, Sierra? Tell me. We just pulling a little Jenny? Okay. You said what's going on around the neighborhood. You said you're not feeling safe in the neighborhood. Okay. All right, Sierra's ancestral team. They said they need some support. They need some guidance on feeling safer in the neighborhood. Are there threats lurking? Should they be more mindful? Ooh, okay. Now, we just saw this motherfucker. Like, this is the 7 of Wands again. So it's giving you not crazy to be on guard. You're not crazy to feel like something might be after you. But I want you to also consider, have you felt safe in that neighborhood the whole time? Have you been feeling safe and all of a sudden you're not? Has anything more significant happened? Because it's giving that you're maybe thinking about securities and things like that. But yeah, no, the card is not a good card. In the very middle, this ain't a good card to get after that first one because it's very much giving broke people. No shade to anybody who got this card, but it's low-key giving poverty, bitch. It's low-key giving like down bad and need something and will fight to get it. And on the very bottom, ooh, I don't like this. Ooh, not the Three of Cups. Jesus Christ. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna read from the book, but as I said, the loudest card was defend yourself. The largest card was attack. And again, because you're asking about something that could be coming towards you, that card is significant to me because again, the card can be either being attacked or attacking. Yeah, no, this person does not mean you well. And that Three of Cups really worries me because again, like I know you have young children in the home. And so it is worrisome. But I want to read that card that's on the very bottom because I feel like that card might help us get to the bottom of it a little bit more. Collaboration, support. Three women rest on a blanket, enjoying grand food and grander company. They understand that one of the most significant forms of wealth is mutual support. The Three of Baskets is a call to celebrations and reunions. It is about reveling in wins on all levels. It's time to give and receive, hold and be held, support and be supported. You are enough. You have always been enough. Allow yourself to be loved as you are and to love others as they are. Embrace the equitable exchange of giving a lot but also receiving a lot. The Three of Baskets asks you to focus on how your individual gifts can be amplified as a whole. Consider how you can celebrate others in mind, body, and spirit. Connect with a tribe that uplifts you. Take time to create space for sheer joy, love, and with others, walk in alignment where all can prosper and flourish. Community, mutual support, prosperity, celebration. Pause to take note of who is in your circle and who is in your corner. So low key, it's giving that like you need more support than what you have. It's giving that like maybe a community watch. Wait, they're moving in. They're in your home, or they're in your neighborhood. Because if they're in your neighborhood watching you, between me and you, okay, heard you. Yeah, I hate to say this, but they're definitely pocket watching. Like, they see how happy you and your children are. Like, they see your community. They see the people around you. They see the, the love around you. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but they're a jealous spirit. And I want to remind us all, jealousy is not, there's nothing wrong with it. But this person definitely is envious, very much looking at what you have because they wish they had it. It's also giving that they're like, as you said, they had a house fire, so they have very little, and so seeing you can really make them feel away. Like that's not your fault, and I hope you know, like you don't have to give people pleasantries. I know people be wanting everybody to talk and say hey. If someone's making you uncomfortable, you don't have to do that. But it is giving that like they are watching you. My suggestion is to maybe do celebrations away from the house. And that's just because I take the Seven of Swords very seriously. The card is very much one that is not playing. Heard you. Well, yeah, no, there. From what I'm gathering, and this may be something that some folks may be unaware of, but there are going to be people that see you with your children and feel away. There are going to be people who see black women living their lives and feel away. And if you're already getting the weird vibes, these cards are kind of confirming that maybe a ring cam, maybe a dash cam, just something to gather evidence. Because again, who knows what this person is doing? Like if you're at the point where you're noticing them, notice you to an uncomfortable degree, it makes me wonder what else they're doing. Because why do they just want your energy like that? You know, what else are they doing? Yeah, again, protect yourself, friend. You're not crazy. If you have people in the neighborhood that watch on people's houses, it might be time to talk to them, or maybe put up a flyer. Maybe not a flyer because they might get it, but maybe slide a flyer under the doors of people you like in the building and be honest with them about what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and just see if they're with you. Again, maybe focus on people who also have kids, just if the stakes are the same. People who are child free might not get it. I'm gonna keep it a butt. People who are child free can be oblivious as fuck when there's danger around because we don't have no kids. We are a big ass kid. I mean, between me and you, they could be doing sex work. They could. I mean, the cards were saying that they're down bad, but the cards were definitely giving like protect yourself because when people don't have enough, they're going to take who does. They're going to see who has enough and take from them. So just keep that in mind. They might really feel like you're doing very well for yourself, and so it will be nothing to take from you. So keep that in mind. Again, reach out to people in the building who you know may have similar alignments. People with children, people with girls, people in the building who you know are just nosy as fuck, and you know that they would love to be a part of some shit like this because they so fucking nosy. Again, just pay attention, friend. Yeah, you're not crazy. You're really not crazy. The cards were not reassuring. They were all saying protect yourself, but they were also saying this is why you're doing what you're doing. The Three of Cups. Your babies. Because I know one baby is leaving, right? One baby is leaving. It's the reason why you got the Three of Cups, beauty. Just keep that in mind, okay? You're not bugging on people or thinking people are weird for no reason. You have someone to protect, someone's to protect. And so that's what I'm getting from this reading, that like you're in protective mode and you should be. It's some weird people out here. And it's not even just that they're weird. It's that they're doing things that are stopping things in your life from going a certain way. And they're not really the kind of neighbor that's like, hey, you know, like, am I encroaching? Do you need some support? It just doesn't feel like they're reaching out so that you could get a good vibe for them. And that's a reason. Some people don't reach out and talk because they're planning on doing something to where you'll never want to speak to them. It's fucked up to say that. But some people in your neighborhood are really not speaking to you because, baby, they're going to get your ass. It's sad, but when your neighbors don't bother to talk to you, it's like, what's the point of that? We live on the same block. We should check on each other. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you speak and they don't, and then you're on top of that, you're feeling like they're staring at you. And again, I'm not trying to get you all riled up, but definitely protect yourself. Keep on paying attention. Keep being watchful. As I said, the card is very much someone who is an attacker or someone who is being attacked. And so because the card can shift, it can be hard to know sometimes. Am I doing too much by being on guard? I feel like another way to read these cards is that maybe because you are the only person watching over your children, you are watching over them so much harder. Like maybe it's hard for you to consider, you know, any other option because that's what it feels like is your job as the mother over the hen. The broken eggs could really be maybe moments where you felt like you should have been more protective. This could be a moment where like maybe you're scared of something happening because you're not paying attention. Just keep that in mind also that like you're already hyper vigilant because we live in a crazy ass town. We live in a time, rather. We live in a crazy time. So everybody's on alert. You're not shady for being worried or wary. You know, again, if more of us had kids, which a lot of us are choosing not to, we'd understand where you're coming from. But some people will really not get it because as far as they're concerned, you know, they could be trapping. Because that's what I was thinking at some point, that they're trapping and they don't want to get caught up. But at the same time, they could have been trapping on some other shit. You feel me? Like, they could have been cooking some shit. Like, that's what kind of scares me. Is like, what if that fire was because they was cooking some shit? And all the evidence, you know, would suggest it was just a fire. Again, a lot of shit can be moving around, and you are the only one who is watching. So, of course, it's going to make sense for me to ask more people like, hey, what does this sound like? Does this sound good? Friend, keep on doing shit like that. Keep on asking people their thoughts. Keep on asking yourself if this feels right. That's important. Your intuition is important. And see, that's the thing too. It's like, are you a burden because you're a parent? Are you a burden because you're protective? I disagree. I feel like, just like I said, that Three of Cups on the bottom was a whisper because you needed that reminder. I'm sure. I'm sure people think you're overreacting a lot, and there are some younger people making videos being like, my parents are overprotective. But I'll tell you right now, and this is trigger warning for abuse. A lot of us in the 90s was sexually assaulted in somebody's clubhouse, somebody basement, somebody backyard, somebody treehouse. Like, highest of keys, some of these younger people that talk about their parents being overprotective, I think about how there were times where some of me and my friends, we would be any and everywhere, and no one would ask where we went. Nobody would ask shit. You could go a lot of places in your neighborhood without crossing the street. That was a boundary for us. Don't cross the street. Bitch, if I stay on my block, I could go a lot of places off my block. And so with that being said, like, there were times where us kids were doing a lot of stuff, being kids, being curious, and someone took advantage of us. That happened to me a lot as a kid. I would just end up in situations that were really fucked up because there was no adults watching us. They was at home. I say this as someone 35 years old. If I had kids, I don't, like, babe, that's another reason why I don't have kids. Because you really need to watch them. Even if they say they're going down the street to little Melissa house. We don't know about her older cousins. We don't know about the grandpa. Like, it's all these layers to why their parents are how they are now. And some of y'all will never tell your stories, and you're still valid even if you keep them to your damn self. But your parenting style is appreciated because some of us was really out here. And in retrospect, it's like, man, Judge Mathis and a Pepsi. You could really take my whole childhood away if you got that bitch. If you put my mom in front of a TV with Judge Mathis and a fucking Pepsi, and it makes me so sad because there's so many poor kids that they stepfather, big uncle, somebody giving the mama something, and don't nobody care what happens, and it's fucked up. And I have to say it because, again, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. I'm a survivor of many sexual assaults. Some of them I won't ever even fucking bring up because, again, it's like, and again, curiosity, right? I wanted to know. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to, learn. And in retrospect, I feel like some people, or a lot of people, take advantage of younger people because we want to do what's right. Like teaching kids about good and bad, evil and purity, like all of those things. They go into us getting assaulted because, again, some older person will establish authority over us. And, if we don't know how to say no, like if we don't have boundaries, like my mom never taught me boundaries. She couldn't. She has none. A lot of things that we can't get from our parents. So, Sierra, don't shame yourself too hard. There are a lot of parents that wish they could say that they cared that much, that somebody was given a look that wasn't looking right, and they did something about it. A lot of parents just keep their kid in the house and don't consider that they can do something to make sure that the outside is secure as well. So just keep that in mind. You're thinking great, and I love to hear it. I love when parents talk about how they're parenting because some of y'all really do need to be celebrated. We do need to give y'all a ooh, because, hello, like, how do people think kids get sexually assaulted? A parent is at work. A parent is busy. A parent is on drugs. Like, a lot of times, it's the parent is busy with a significant other, and nothing matters, and it sucks. Sierra, thank you for giving me your time and your energy. Alterell, are you still with us? Alterell is next. Thank you for stopping by. Thank y'all for giving me so much of your energy. I appreciate y'all so fucking much. Like, for real, for real. Larry, I heard you was a Libra. Larry, if you want a reading after Alterell, I got you. Just tell me what you want a card pulled for. Alterell, did you already give me your question? Am I tripping? I don't mind scrolling up. Just let me know. I heard a new song by one of my faves. It's called I Like It. Moses Sumney. It's just that I like it a little too much. A kiss on the cheek every time that we leave. I turn cactus when we touch. No matter what the seems. Got the bags on my knees. Speaking of sweet, I gotta make a little confession. You're a conviction. Hold me like a tea. Alright, Alterell's ancestral team. They said, send a message down, would ya? They said, what do they need to know right now? They said they need it from the top. They said, scream it. They said, put it out there, let it be known. Okay, who's this? Ooh. Aww. Is this the Ace of Baskets? Aww, Ace of Cups. This card is so beautiful. Elder Veneration. Hush up, Haley, I got this. Okay, Elder Veneration looking right at us. Ooh, okay, that's the Queen of Pentacles in the middle. She upside down. She's upside down in the middle for us. And who's on the bottom? Ooh, and I swear we just saw her. The Emperor, okay. All right, so we got a lot of energy here first. We got some water, Ace of Baskets. I want to say the Ace of Baskets is Cancerian, but I would not be surprised if it was Plutonian, but I think it's Cancerian. Then we got the Capricorn Mother of Pentacles. Then we got the Emperor on the very bottom. Let's do this. Okay, so the message, the loud one, the Ace of Baskets. What you need to hear: compassion, intimacy. A man sits on a chair in a field of flowers, one of his ancestors standing behind him with his hands on the seated man's shoulders. The man has been soul searching, looking for his purpose. He has come to realize that what he longs for cannot be found outside of himself. The Ace of Baskets carries the energy of emotional fulfillment. It indicates an overflow of abundance and peace. This card calls for you to live in a way that will build generational peace, compassion, and grace. It is time to welcome all that is blossoming and blooming. Spiritual beginning or awakening. New relationships, compassion. Search within the soul for one's true purpose or desire. Spoil yourself as you would do a loved one. That was the advice on the top. Okay. They said it's more love here. It's more spoiling here. It's more energy here. I love to see that. That card is so beautiful. The Ace, y'all. One of your ancestors is very proud of you, baby. Very proud. And they just wanted to let you know, okay? They just wanted to let you know. Now, the mother of baskets. All right. Excuse me, the mother of coins. Ooh, mama. She's the richest lady in the deck. I feel like I say that every time. She's the most rich lady. But sometimes having money ain't what you need. All right. Generosity, opulence. A beekeeper stands in an orchard on her honey farm holding a frame from the beehive. The mother of coins nurtures a space of comfort as a loving host and soothing mentor. She's down to earth, resourceful, and big-hearted, making all feel welcome and at home. The mother of coins can always be called upon, especially in a pinch. The mother's abundance is well-earned, ensuring security and prosperity, which enable her to welcome more individuals to the table to enjoy her generosity. The card reminds you to show gratitude for all forms of opulence. Knowledge and health are riches she honors as generational wealth. Mismanaging, overthinking, blocking luck, bad investments, dependent, self absorbed. This is the one that says don't spend no money for a week or a month. I know that shit may not be fucking realistic. But because the card is out of whack, it is giving that like maybe you are overextending. Maybe motherfuckers been able to ask you for too many favors recently, and at this point, you're like, when is it coming back to me? Hey, Aunt Sarah, you just in time because I was about to leave. This is my last reading too. If you want one, I got you. Cancer season cute as fuck, I swear. But as I was saying, the Mother of Coins or the Queen of Pentacles, she's very much trying to remind you that like motherfuckers should be pouring back in. It should not be all on you to pour. The pouring should not go one way. And if you feel like you can't ask because you always are supposed to be the giver, that's you blocking your blessing. Remember, you're not a one-way coconut radio. This ain't no fucking picture of anything. You're not an infinite resource, friend. But because the card on the bottom does want to offer something, and I'm glad that you got this one because earlier Courtney got this card, and I feel like this card gives so much. All right, so this is the Whisper. There's the card on the bottom. I got you. Solidity, structure, maybe. A father sits on a throne with his son, resting against him, comforted by his protector. He is the cosmic father, operating with the principles of authority, rationale, and order. He relies on those ideals to create stability and security. The emperor rules over the systems of law, discipline, strategy, and knowledge, with paternal compassion and understanding. He protects and commands using a grounded mind and clear vision. What kind of leader are you? How do you show, use, and honor your power and strength? How do you protect yourself and those you hold dear, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? The flower is a red carnation. The element is fire. The chakra is solar plexus, so your stomach, and your root, which is your booty. Your tailbone. Fatherhood, authority, structure, divine masculinity, leadership, material power and protection, ambition, stability, rigidity, security, self-employment, opportunity. Set firm work-life boundaries. Give yourself and others grace. I speak my truth, taking a stand and acting on all that matters to me. Honestly, these are really giving that generationally there may be some people, maybe an elder that passed on that you look to, maybe a younger person that you look to and you want to show them that there can be more. Maybe there's a cousin who's living in a household that you don't think is the best environment for them. And maybe there's a younger person in general, but it's really showing that like that you have eyes on you, not just in the spiritual realm, but younger people. Like it's really giving that you want to be the best person in community, or maybe not the best person, but you want to be an elder to look up to. But you also want to know that, your elders see what you're doing as well. This reading was really giving that you are being watched and you are being celebrated, and that it's because you deserve it. It's because you are being a protector. It's because you are being protected. Your ancestors are very happy for you. They are very happy that you are part of their line, and they know they can trust the babies with you. That's what I was getting from these cards, that you are trustworthy, that you are not someone that is trying to lord over the family and operate in a controlling way, but you want people to be who they are, exist freely and with love and abundance. But no, this reading definitely was giving that like there's been maybe a fear that you're not doing things right, or that you haven't been the right kind of elder. And that's bullshit. It's not fair. It's really not fair how some people speak on people in the family, or how people don't speak to people in the family and act like they're not there and shit. But the ways that you've been abundant, you're being burned out, and you're not being burned out by people that can actually pour back in. and make it okay. So just keep that in mind. You're not just burned out because you are failing. People have been using your energy and your labor, and maybe it's time to remember who you're doing it for. Maybe it's time to say, well, I only have this much time and I want to do it like this. It's okay to reconnect in a different way. You are not their parent, okay? Whoever got you acting like you above that, you're their elder, and therefore you owe them something, that's not okay. Just keep that in mind. If you can't give with ease and be received with ease, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because again, I told you, you got the richest woman in the deck. You are a very rich person. And I mean that in all the ways. As I said, the Queen of Pentacles she don't just got money. She also knows about generational wealth. She knows what matters. She plants trees. She's the woman who is making sure that everyone in the family has access to gardening information. She's the woman who is offering, tickets to classes on how to better be connecting emotionally. She realizes that the family is a business, that every piece needs to be functioning. And because people are not, an actual hollow business, there's many ways to pay into, pour into. So don't forget that you are rich and you have so many things to share. Exactly. And so maybe you have something to teach someone, not just give them freely, and maybe that will show you that they don't value that. Maybe they'll show you that they're expecting the fish, not the work. So keep that in mind. Some people are going to show you they don't have to figure it out because you're looking for something that's not transactional. You're looking for balance, a ebb and a flow and ease. And if they're too rigid or if the boundaries don't work, that's okay. That's okay. It don't mean you're a bad family member. It means that you're a family member with boundaries. How many of them had those? That's why I think the cards you got were just a reminder. You're doing something that we couldn't do is what I'm getting. You're saying no when we said yes. You are showing the babies how to respect themselves. And that's going to bother some people who skip that. And so just keep that in mind. Rejection is a protection. Some people can't stand our asses because we're not going to say yes to everything. Some people really don't like the way we say, I don't have it. I need to rest. Just pay attention to how people treat you when you say you ain't got it, you're sick, you're tired. Pay attention to how they expected a no. And when they don't get it, they lash out. That's not how families should be treating each other. And I think that you know that, which is why sometimes families try to do a little, family can do a little number on us because they want us to feel like I'll do anything. It's very much giving you deserve better, but you definitely did need the reminder that everybody couldn't say no and everybody can't teach the babies. And that's a hard thing to hear. Maybe if you don't even have a baby, you know what I mean? And you know that what you have to offer is still worthy. That's a hard place to be. I definitely feel that as an elder, that I have something to share with my niece, but I'm probably never going to be able to be her elder. And so I'm just remembering that there's other little nieces of other people. Maybe I'll be able to be their auntie. You feel me? That's where I'm at. Like, we don't get to be the mothers, maybe, of somebody biological, but I'm sure y'all have mothered somebody before, even if you didn't have one. And it might have reminded you that learning how to nurture means you must stay teachable, but it also means that there are going to be wounds there are going to be experiences you do in life that remind you that your mom didn't do that, that she didn't have that opportunity. So just keep that in mind. Again, with that being said, the cards were all familial. All those cards showed people in right relationship with family. That Ace of Baskets was a reminder that, like, you're carrying emotions beyond the last generation. I'm sure there's things you remember about your elders that have passed on that you still carry. They're reminding you to carry those things, carry the sweetness, carry the kindness, the love, the sharing. they're still there. Those things are in your bones, but don't forget that there's going to be new ways to fight that the babies need to see. There's going to be new ways to say no, new ways to say, let's actually collaborate and renegotiate. Those are important skills. I think about the movie Sinners when they were teaching the little girl how to renegotiate because she was willing to take anything. Who in your family line might be taking anything and showing a baby that it's okay to step in, it's okay to be mindful, but keep in mind like you are somebody's elder. Even if you don't get to be the elder of those that you think, someone's going to benefit from your expertise. The Queen of Pentacles don't pop up for no reason. She is a very, very, very loving lady. She does not want to hurt anyone. In fact, all she thinks about is how to make sure her bloodline advances. She's very focused on family, but she's not closed off to people who aren't blood related. She knows that she can share. She knows that she can love. She knows that she can extend the hand and it can go on and on and on. That feeling of being abundant is so infectious when you can tell I'm making a difference, but it can also be an addiction as well. And I think that that's what the Queen of Pentacles is trying to tell us in her little beekeeper outfit, that you can become obsessed with being the elder that's going to turn it all around, that's going to change it. And you thinking like that is already changing the family. You remembering what happened and what shouldn't happen anymore, that is already you being amazing and helping the family. All the ways you say no, all the ways you say, I think I might like that, all the curiosity, all the yes, all of that is part of you being an amazing elder that anyone would be grateful to have in their bloodline. Just keep that in mind. The ways you stay playful, the ways you stay open, the ways that you stay trying, even when it don't make no sense seemingly, because again, the queen be like, what the fuck is this? But she's so abundant, sometimes she don't even care. You mismanage something I shared with you? Okay. Over time, though, that gets frustrating to realize, damn, I'm working real hard for this abundance. I really need y'all to meet me. Yeah, just keep in mind, you're doing great. That's what this reading was telling me to tell you. You're doing great. You're doing better than great. You have so many people watching you, so many who are holding on to your shoulders and saying thank you. It's a soft and gentle love. The Ace of Baskets is very much a reminder that planting a seed of love, planting any seed, but putting love into a fertile environment can really make so many things and people grow. That can be scary. Keep that in mind. As loving and as abundant as you are, hold space for the fear that that will bring. Some people will be very suspicious, very afraid of being loved, of being treated well, of you breaking that cycle that grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, mama was trying to instill. That can make people afraid when you give them a chance to be their full self and not scare them into being what they're supposed to be so they don't get beat. So just keep that in mind. It feels like you have a lot of things to share, but you're trying to be mindful and you're not trying to burn yourself the fuck out. Keep that in mind. Rest is a devotional act. Sleeping, napping, taking it easy, dilly and dallying, frolicking. All of those things you need, babe. All of those things you need. So when you feel like you're being too serious, you feel like you're wearing the hat of like family matriarch too much, take that shit off and put on some separates and go to the park. Get on a swing set. Remember what it's like to not have to worry about anybody else. Remember that too, so you can balance those feelings of duty. Because as much as you are showing up for your family bloodline, I hope you show up that strongly in like the play, in the fun, in the I don't need to go to bed until 10 tonight, in the I'm gonna have ice cream for breakfast. Like, please remember that like this is all fake. Being an adult is fake. Growing up is fake. Like, we're gonna always need to laugh at our favorite show. We're gonna always need to play with our friends or our cousins or our family. We're gonna always need those little kid moments still, and that's why it's so important when you're young to get all of that. because some of us in older age are trying to catch up, trying to make sure that we're getting all of that, and it's hard to fit it in. So keep that in mind. Like sometimes it's hard to remember, like, I'm not just an adult, like I'm not just an elder in this family. I'm still somebody's baby. I'm still somebody's child. So keep that in mind. The reading was absolutely trying to remind you, someone is above you and holding your shoulders. Just like you hold a baby, someone held you. Keep that in mind. Keep that in your heart and in your spirit, that you're worthy of being held as well. That you're not just the support, you're also to be supported. Hey, I love to hear the whimsy. Jasmine, hey baby, I hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, this reading was so beautiful. I appreciate you. I was going to delete, but I'm going to keep it up just so that you can come back and read it whenever you need to. Because again, you really do need to hold that you have a very important position within your family. That's why you got so many important cards. Those cards were major cards. They're all cards that are like showing up, first of all, towards the end of the deck, save for the Emperor, but even the Emperor showing up where it did. It very much is trying to show you like your family system is holding you and you're holding it. But if you ever feel like they're taking too much or they're not showing up enough, that's time to say, hey, I'm somebody's baby too. I'm somebody's child too. Like I'm not just a maternal figure. I'm not just a nurturing figure. I must be nurtured too. Absolutely. 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 Again, I appreciate y'all for being here with me. And Sierra, if you're still here and want a reading, I got you. I got room for 2 more if anybody else wants to. But with that being said, thank you so much, Alterell, for just taking the time to let me read your cards. Those really felt like just a moment for me as well. Just seeing the familial connection and like the matriarchal energy of the Queen of Pentacles. Just again, y'all are helping me read these cards better. I really have been trying to share the cards as a way of learning them and not just like pour over them, because again, I could look at them all fucking day, but by using them to read community, I kind of like learn them a little bit more intimately. And so some of you will get tarot decks and get bored at some point, maybe pulling a card for yourself. Pulling a card for yourself is fun as hell, but sometimes you might want to hop online and just be like, hey, free tarot card pulls. People are usually curious and want to know about themselves. Of course. Again, if Sierra's not here, that's okay. If we're done with the readings for today, that's okay. I am just so fucking grateful. And again, that last reading really boosted me. So I was like, let's do some more. But again, if folks are not in the space to get any more readings, wait. Listen, Sierra, I will read another card for you. Let me know if you want, because your reading was very much about like, your reading was pretty intense and it was also very like, so if you wanted another question just to, again, have something more, I got you. Also, we've been here for a long time. If anyone needs to use the bathroom, please. I went pee before I got here and I was dehydrated already. So between me and you, I'm still good. But I'm working on hydration, don't worry. But yeah, I played myself. I feel like if I don't clean my water bottle in the morning, I'm not cleaning it in the afternoon. It's just, there's something about it. I'm bad at that. But yeah, no, I want anyone to use the bathroom if they need to. That's okay. Just a general. Heard you. I got a general coming your way. I got room for 1 more if anybody else wanted another reading or anyone else had a question. Just let me know, baby. Okay. Sierra said they wanted a Jenny. Where you want it from, boo? Top, bottom, middle? Let me know. I got you. And this deck is so beautiful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Like I'm telling you, my partner is such a great gift giver. He really is so thoughtful. Like I would have never picked this deck out for myself. I wouldn't have even known where the fuck to look, honestly. Like I feel like I typed in decks with black people on them. Actually, let me not lie. I feel like Lotus of Keys, I feel like I typed in decks with black people on them and I sent him a bunch of like different ones just because I didn't want to know exactly like what I wanted like all together, but I knew I wanted a deck. But I threw in a bunch in there. I did not research this one before getting it, and so when I got it, I was like, holy damn. Bottom, okay. Sierra's spiritual team. They said give them a general. They said please offer some guidance, offer some love, some whimsy. Just give us what you got, baby, because you already saw that last reading. And they said they want something on the bottom. Ooh, these cards in the middle. They fighting. Yo, why y'all fighting for? What's going on? There's a lot going on in the middle, I guess. All right. Starting with the bottom. Ooh, that's my baby. That is my baby. I'm obsessed with her. I've been doing so much reading on the Empress card recently, so I'm so excited that you got her as your card. So amazing. She is love. This is Venus. This is Venus. This is pure love. All my Taurus and Libra girlies, all my Taurus, all my Taurians, all my Libras. Like, this is y'all in the deck. Just so you know, if you got a lot of Libra, a lot of Taurus in your chart, that's who's there. Libra and Taurus placements, you got a lot of Empress. A lot of Empress. I have Taurus as my rising, so I got an Empress rising, bitch. Hey, okay, in the middle, I seen there was some fighting. Okay, what's going on here? Ooh, 9 of baskets. Okay, 9 of cups. Okay, 9 of cups. Listen, I love the 9s. The 9s are very intense. And then very much on top. Ooh, and notice how all of them popped up on top. Ooh, who's this? Who is this? The Hermit. On top, upside down. Bitch, they said go outside now. Ooh, this reading is beautiful. I'm so excited to read this spread for you because these cards say get the fuck out the house. Sierra, I know you just went on a cruise, but bitch, they said get out. And I know you shook because you got that motherfucker living near you, but it's very much giving like this is actually the season of love for you. Now let's start with our girl. Let's start with Miss Empress. Let's start with love on top, okay? Yes, and it's giving you too, Sierra, bitch. It's giving a thick, beautiful queen. So just remember that. You popped up in the deck. Even though I know you a Leo, bitch, I feel like look into the Empress. I feel like the Empress and Leo is very friends. Cause think about it, the Empress, she loves to be out during the daytime when the sun's shining. She loves the sun on her. All right, let's get into the Empress. What she got to offer? What is she gonna let us know? Cause she's a bad bitch. She's a bad, beautiful bitch. Bitch, because babe, listen, Libra rule. The Empress. She loves her photo being taken. She loves being noticed. She very much loves for people to see her. She very much loves to be out there stretching her legs, stretching her arms. She's so happy to be out. I feel like Cancer season for the Empress. I feel like she's happy here, but I feel like it can be a little heavy just because she's ruled by air and earth. The water can really just make her a little uncomfortable with how much is going on. She loves the buoyancy of Cancer, but Cancer can go a little low. Cancer can go a little deep. And I'm not saying she can't handle that, but Libra, a little superficial at times, and Taurus, a little pleasure focused at times. And so with that being said, it's the way that like the Empress can't just take a picture or just eat her feelings. She actually has to confront something here. So keep that in mind. Grace, femininity, yes. A woman is standing in a waterfall, basking in the water and nature. She is the cosmic maternal figure showcasing beauty and invincibility. Her femininity is expressed through nurturing, creativity, and sexuality, attracting what she desires. The Empress carries the spirit of being alive, overcoming all fear, and living as her whole self. She is in charge of the sky and the earth, reconnecting us with the mystic, mind, and our 5 senses. The Empress asks us to center nature and the wisdom of those who have come before us in our decisions and choices. When the Empress card is pulled, it's time to consider the following. How am I taking time to restore inner balance in the chaos of the world? Do I accept compliments and abundance with grace? What aspects of life do I foster the most? What aspects need more fostering? The flower is water lily. The element is water. The chakra is heart and coochie, sacral. Nurturing feminine power, abundance, motherhood, sensuality, spiritual rebirth, birth of a new idea, creativity, pregnancy, fertility. Engage in talk therapy, practice daily self love affirmations. And here's one: I welcome the wisdom and knowledge of my ancestors who want the best for my family and for me to heal and strengthen my family line. Ashe. Okay, the Empress. And again, that was your whisper, but I feel like it's very loud for a whisper personally. I also want to acknowledge that we did not get any of these cards throughout the whole reading, baby. So we reading all three of these ones down. Give me a second. But as I was saying, we did not get these cards before. This is an important read. Pay attention. Some cards pop up again because they need to, but some cards, they don't come out unless they're happy. And I feel like the Empress is one of those cards that don't just pop out, that things gotta align. And so part of me feels like this general reading is trying to tell you that being a mother is still being sexual. That you can be both, that you can be many. That love, it has never left. It's always been replenishing. That's why she's in the waterfall. It's a reminder. Waterfalls don't turn off. It's a reminder that love is steadily flowing in. But can you feel it? Do you allow yourself to feel it? Sometimes when you feel it, it might make you feel uncomfortable. Now the next chord. The next one. This one has some very beautiful black folks and a beautiful core. Bags packed. I love to see that. 9 of Cups. Very beautiful card, y'all. I cannot wait to read this one to y'all. All right. 9 of Baskets. Gratitude. Contentment. A couple dressed to the nines is standing outside having just returned from a bucket list trip. The couple hasn't reached total fulfillment, but things are good. They walk in comfort knowing their needs are met, their relationship has flow, and they found peace. The 9 of Baskets hints at manifestations coming to fruition. The card is also a reminder that you have always been enough and have always been worthy. Bask in the moment. Fully appreciate your journey to this point. Claim satisfaction before you walk down the path of gluttony, greed, or ego. Your delight, contentment, pleasure, or peace should never feel like a show to impress, nor should you put up a facade of perfection if things are not great. You are safe. You have enough. You are enough. Dreams coming true. Enjoying the finer things in life. Financial security. Claim that. Experiencing your heart's desires. Coming on up. All right. I love to hear that. It says detach yourself from posting online about your piece for others to see. Instead, be present in it. I'm telling you, these affirmations are so beautiful. Like whenever you get cards, they give you an alignment. They're giving you a way to kind of bring it back. So it said, don't tell nobody you at peace. Go get in it. Get in the peace. And honestly, if you got people watching you too much, it makes sense why you don't want to tell nobody nothing. You want to keep things to yourself. Just pay attention, friend, because I can tell you already are. Now that Hermit card, they were upside down, but I'm going to still give it to you. I'm going to still give it to you, and then I'm going to give you the alignment. Guidance, solitude, maybe. Now, this was on top, upside down. A man sits alone, realigning with the four elements and the ether. He knows the importance of taking time to retreat, as rest is revolutionary. We all need space for healing, growth, shadow, and inner work, and decluttering the mind. The hermit can be a call for a retreat, pilgrimage, or adventure to sacred lands. He reminds us that we are both the guide and the seeker. An escape can be what we need to reconfigure our actions to be authentically planted in our truth. When the Hermit card is pulled, it's time to consider the following. When is the last time you unplugged? Where do you find your answers, inside or outside of yourself? Do you enjoy your own company? The flower is bird of paradise, freedom, joy, paradise. The element is earth. The chakra is third eye. This is a Virgoan card, by the way, big Virgo. So that's your next door neighbor. The quest for enlightenment and knowledge, self-reflection, solitude, self-introspection, inner guidance. Now, this is the message for you. Withdrawal, isolation, loneliness, materialism, bottled up emotions, separation, reclusiveness, shyness or apprehension, avoidance of self-reflection, fixated, rigid, restricted views. Do something that scares you. Find your anchor. And the affirmation is, I take time to understand myself, becoming more conscious and self-aware. Virgo moon. Okay, and you know what? And Virgo is our moons are who we are when we're comfortable. And so when I'm in a comfortable room, I love to be a teacher and a sharer of information like a Sagittarius. Sagittarius loves to share. They're very knowledgeable. They love to learn. They love to be scholars. However, when you have a Virgo moon, Virgo is very interested in perfection and things being right and looking right. It's not just that it has to be right, it's that it's got to look right. And so as someone who I know is a Leo sun, the look, how things look can already be very important. So that Virgo moon might again have you overly paying attention to how things look on the outside, how things are seeming. And what these cards are trying to remind is that fuck them. Fuck anyone watching you, because it's not even just the creepy people in your building. It's also perhaps you acknowledging that things maybe aren't perfect, that things maybe look a little different to different people, that maybe you being happy, taking some joy, you celebrating one of your children, going off into their own new journey. There's so many reasons why you'd be moving around and enjoying yourself and laughing and being carefree. But again, people watching you can make it feel like, damn, am I doing something wrong? Like, what? Why y'all watching me so much? Again, it's the ways that like your joy is going to always be looked at. You're a Leo. I gotta tell you, all my Leos that's in here, y'all ain't never about to be under a rock. It don't matter what's going on. You can put on a mask. People still going to look at you. That's just how y'all gotta remember how things go. Y'all are ruled by the sun. Think about the sun. You think the sun don't get looked at? Baby, people can't even really look at the sun and still try. You feel me? Like, that's how much y'all are going to be looked at. It literally hurts to look at the sun. How many times have we done it? I'm just saying. It's one of those things that you have to hold as a Leo. People are always going to be aware of you. You're going to always get attention, notice. Y'all are literally the sun. I'm screaming. But the Virgo in you is like, bitch. The Virgo in you is like, it's not finished yet. The Virgo is like, hold on. Give me 10 minutes. Like, let me figure it out. And again, it's the way that like that feeling is part of what you're going to carry and have to be trying to soothe within yourself. And it's not your fault. Again, having Virgo placements, especially in the moon, Virgo rules the hands. They're builders. They literally know how to make money, appear out of thin air because their hands. They know how to, like, that's why they can't sit still, bitch. They always got something to do. They are naturally growing something.
And so keep that in mind. You naturally grow things. Like your moon is who you naturally are. So naturally, you're going to grow things. You're going to build connection. You're going to have connections with people. You're going to naturally be seen and have people, unfortunately, maybe judge you real quick. But when they get to know you, there's going to be moments where they're like, I would have never known. And it's like, bitch, but you didn't even take the time. So again, it's the ways that like you're going to be misunderstood, mainly because people only look at the packaging, don't they? But when they actually pour into you, when they actually bother, I feel like a lot of people realize like they were being too small minded, or they weren't ever even considering that you were an individual. So this reading was really giving like go outside for real, for real. But when you go outside, remember you are a star. You are part of the Sun tribe, okay? Rihanna, people of the Sun, bitch. Just remember that album, baby, because that's the vibe. The vibe is very people of the Sun. And so people are going to always see you. They're going to always watch you. You also have four beautiful children. They're going to see you with your babies. Again, keep in mind also people who are parents, we are seeing less children. More and more of us are not having kids. They're going to be there's less kids in the world now, just so y'all know. So some people are looking at you and your children and we're just like, damn, that ain't never gonna be us. I've had that happen several times, bitch. I did that shit to a duck the other day. I was like, damn, bitch, 8 kids. I was shook. But again, it's the ways that like how often, and again, this is the perfect time, right? We're in the big, well, I guess we're finally in the swing of summer, but it's the way that like, of course, like all the babies being born, all the little Aries, you know what I mean? All the little Cancers, like there's just so much life around this time. So you're not only being looked at because there can be danger, but also because that is just the nature of being a Leo. The Leo placements, they need attention. Like it feeds them to get that. So consider you're not crazy, you're not wrong, you're not the energy vampire, you're not nothing negative. You just are someone that, again, being a parent means when people reach out to you, they might be asking you for something. Like that's another layer to being a parent. Is like you are a resource for so many people. And so consider that like this reading was really a reminder, pour back in, say no more, but also say yes to adventure. Do something off the beaten trail. Maybe sign up for something that maybe 5, 10 years ago you would have never did that shit. But now you're like, hey, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I might actually enjoy myself. Just allow yourself to take a little risky risk when it comes to trying something new and getting around new people. Because it's very much giving like you have a new lane to be in, but I think there's a part of you that's not sure, like, can I be new again? Babe, you could never not be new again. Like, there's no age you're gonna be that you can't start over and do something different. And I hope you see that. I hope you see that for real, for real. See, and that's the thing too. You loving being a nurturer is definitely reflected in the Empress card, but the Empress also needs to take her shoes off and lay down. I just feel like in the end of this reading, it was really giving like you deserve the most. Like you deserve the big piece of cake. You know, you don't have to cut the cake into all these little ass pieces. Give yourself that big piece. Everyone don't got to get the same as you. Especially if you know you want the big piece. Again, if you're a parent out here, it's nothing wrong with cutting yourself that big one. And remembering, like, bitch, I deserve this. And when the babies get their cake, they're going to cut a big slice too. They're going to see what it looks like to say, I deserve the most. I'm doing the most. I'm taking care of the most. Absolutely, friend. These cards are really beautiful, and I'm so glad you got all of them because they were all giving, like, kind of stuck in your mind, but also in the house, but also in a role. And Empress was like, sweetie, you are love. You are pure love. If you feel trapped, it's time to move. It's time to literally physically move. It's time to do something else. Like hold a different pose. You might be holding this pose too much. It might be time to, it might be time to let that shit rain on you versus you know? And of course the haters popping out of nowhere. Of course, but it's okay. We ended the reading. I got time for one more if anybody decided they wanted a reading. But Sierra, that was such a beautiful read. If this was the end, I am grateful that we got to read your cards. Honestly, if anybody's scared to get a read, I'm gonna pull a card just for the scared people. For the people that were like, I don't want you to pull a card for me. I don't want to hear about this shit. I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna pull a card just for the collective, just as an outro. Ooh, universe, I know you see what's going on over here. What could support all of us right now? What is a message we could all use right now? What's something that can transcend, you know? And I'm gonna pull it from the top so we can hear it. Aww, aww, mother of baskets, mother of cups, Pisces, psychic energy, okay? Belief, believing in yourself. The mother of cups is such a thank you. The mother of cups is big Pisces. Big, I love all of you. I wish that I could hang out with you all the time. I really care deeply about my family. The baskets are a symbol of like abundance. Think about what we're carrying baskets for. We're carrying something. We're needing more. We're needing to transport something. The mother of baskets is a reminder that like nurturing energy means carrying things sometimes. Sometimes we're carrying things for other people and they can get really fucking heavy. Being a nurturer also means saying, I can't. I don't have the capacity. I'm actually in the middle of something that's actually kind of terrifying, overwhelming. I can't be there for you, but I love you. I support you. And I wish that I had this space, but I don't. There's so many ways to acknowledge that you just don't have it. But if you do have it, celebrate that. Celebrate having the capacity to be the mother carrying the baby. You know, like sometimes we can't tap into maternal caretaking energy. That's not a failure. You know what's exciting? When you know you don't have it and you tell people. I just hope that we remember that there's such a deepening in connection when we say, hey, I don't got it. A huge deepening when we tell people the truth about our limits. Ooh! We got the devil card. We got the devil card. Now this card is in the middle of the deck. Thank you, Alterell. Just thank y'all all for being here. I was in such a good headspace today. I'm taking care of my needs. I got some work done today. Also, there's a new menu that's going up tonight. About to work on it after I get up off here, but I don't know. Like, I feel like this week feels, you know, like I'm on time for work, I guess, in ways, but a little overwhelmed. But listen, we got Pisces and then we got Capricorn, which is interesting because in between Pisces and Capricorn, we have Aquarius. And we're currently in the age of Aquarius. I've been telling y'all that for a while. So let's just remember that like the universe spirit is talking to us about Piscean energy. They're talking to us about our belief systems. They're talking about the things we're believing, the things that we're willing to fight for. They're asking us, how are you carrying the baby though? Like there's a question in this card like, okay, you're fighting, you're working really hard to be protective, but how are you going to protect the most sacred, the most marginalized, those that are not being held in full capacity? How are you going to be protective? As much as you want to be a warrior, as much as you want to be a fighter, how are you going to protect? And the Capricorn energy and the devil card is a question on where your ego is, where your id is, where the driving force of your energy is coming from. Are you doing things because they're a part of addiction? Are you doing things because you have obsessive energy? And again, people get scared about the devil card, but the devil card is a reminder that there are things that keep us in purgatory. There are things that we might be attached to that keep us feeling like we're in hell. There are things that we do that feel like, damn, how can I get out of this? How can I get away from this? How can I stop having to perform in this way that's really not helping me? And so the devil card asks us to analyze what our addictions are, what we think we'll die without, what we think hell is. It's asking us to get more creative and ask, how are we being led by something? What's the monkey on your back? What is the devil in your ear? What is telling you to do X, Y, or Z? And do you think you should be listening? And on the very bottom, Three of Wands. I love this card so much. Because the threes are when the tarot form a shape. The twos are just a line. Aces are just a point. So keep in mind the movement of the deck. When you get to threes, we're dealing with triangles. We're dealing with shapes. And some triangles are not all the same. Scalene, isosceles. There's so many different triangles, right? So many triangles that are not very perfect, are they? Some things can feel extreme. Some things can feel really tight and cramped when we get into the threes. So let's keep that in mind. And as an outro, and as someone who is going to leave you after I read, I'll read for the devil and I'll read for the Three of Wands, just as the outro. And so the devil card in this deck desire, addiction, no. A hooded figure wears a skull and has a spinning compass around his neck. He welcomes temptation in all its forms, pulling us in all directions. He embodies the ego, toxicity, and chaos of the material world. Are you aware of all your addictions? The devil card means that it's time for an honest self-evaluation and for confrontation of our raw desires. He lets us know it is time to make peace with any fault, shame, or guilt we might be holding on to, and to forgive ourselves. We must face our demons. When the devil card is pulled, it is time to consider the following. Do I act consciously considering the law of attraction? Do I choose to live in ignorance instead of facing the truth? Am I giving my love, time, and energy to people and things that serve my betterment? And I feel like that was a really great question because, again, the devil isn't only focused on what you're doing wrong. They're focused on why you think it's wrong. They want you to go deeper in that feeling. Some things that we do, we feel so much shame about that we maybe hide even when we do it. Maybe we make quicker movements. Maybe we move faster through the space because we know that what we're doing is not making us feel good. I feel like the devil card wants you to ask, why are you doing that? Does it really make you feel good? Do you really feel like you're free? Is it really freedom, or are you just escaping? That's what the devil asks. Apple blossom is the flower, which is a temptation flower, apparently. The element is earth. The chakra is root, your booty. Attachment, shadow, self, sexuality, addiction, negative attachment, focus on earthly pleasures, stagnation, feeling trapped, resentment, dangerous relationships, risk of clinical depression, risk of silent illness. Keep that in mind. The devil card is usually a card that is heavy, and I know some people get scared of devils. That's real. But the devil card really is about just, a lot of calamity, harshness. All right, and the affirmation, I am in sync with my intuition and inner knowledge. which always lead me in the correct direction. Aligning, consume, and indulge consciously. So it's really saying indulge, like show some temperance, show a little bit of temperance. Now the last card that I'm going to read for is the Three of Wands, and this is our outro. This is our end card, and did I already put it away? Oh no, it's still down here. This is our outro card. It is so pretty. Again, I really love this deck because they make sure to show deep dark skinned black people all throughout the deck. There's not just a bunch of token pops of deep dark skinned people. It's actually mostly deep dark skinned people and some folks that are a little bit lighter skinned. And I'm hella grateful that I'm seeing that in the deck because it does matter to me to see deep dark skinned people, especially when I'm pulling in my cards. These cards are so beautiful. I'm so grateful. So the Three of Wands, expansion, foresight. Three women lean against a fence, blowing bubbles. The Three of Wands, a card of peace, symbolizes trusting in the universe while pausing to detach from the material realms to gain perspective. The women are off the beaten path, hoping to discover all the opportunities that await. This card encourages manifesting, speaking your dreams, plans, and needs to the universe. Tap into your vision for your world and push past any limitations you have placed on your design for the future. Explore all the possibilities. Your thoughts and interactions are an energy exchange between you and the cosmos. Everything is connected. Honor that network. Grounding, stability, actively choosing not to rush, trust mentality, in alignment. And the aligning message is to take the scenic route. And so, what I think about these cards that were pulled for the collective, if you are currently on crack, bunk, or heroin, we feel you. We feel you. But just know, like, you can always put that crack in a pill dispenser and only do half a rock every day. It's never too late to put yourself on a coke diet, baby. I love you so much. And I say that as a bitch that is chain smoking my life. And I am hoping that I can start to do different things, but not today, bitch. Just not today. Anyways, getting back to the mother, how are you carrying other people's responsibilities? How are you carrying your own? How do you carry what you care about? Are you carrying it believing that it's worth it? Or are you afraid? Are you silent? Are you hiding? These cards are really a reminder that, like, some things that we do can hide us. Some things that we do can make us think it's time to disappear. Some things that we do can have us focusing on not having our needs met to the point where we don't even try to meet them ourselves. So just keep that in mind. Any habits that have you feeling ugly, stupid, dumb, wasteful, a loser, pay attention to the things that do not inspire joy anymore. If you're feeling shitty after doing something, that's a feeling, right? Do not hide your feelings right now, friends. And make sure you take time to dilly-dally. These girls is blowing bubbles. These are adult women, okay? These are adults remembering that they love bubbles, that they love going to the fair. Don't forget the things that always brought you joy, the things that maybe you can't forget, that just make you feel connected to the collective. Don't forget the friendships, the love, the support, the ways that y'all laughed. Like, please remember, that's the most important thing that I could leave you with, is remember all of the joy and good times y'all have been having. And if you miss those times, bring them up. You never know. Like, cancer season is a great time to bring up to an old friend. Remember when we did this? Remember when we went here? Those things will bring you back together. Those reminders, those memories. People didn't forget that you had a good time. You didn't, did you? Just please remember that, friend. Just like you still remember, Ansira, I got you. If you want to pull, I got you. But if you're still remembering any good times, bring it up. If you want to save it for your journal, that's okay. If you want to hide how happy you're feeling about a memory floating up, that's your right. But some of y'all be having these beautiful memories and you don't reach out to the people. You don't tell people you ran on my mind. You know how many connections I've been building just by remembering somebody and saying, "Hey, I remember this moment." Some people really just need to remember that you remember them, that they weren't just a passing, fleeting moment. Please keep that in mind, y'all. Like, some of y'all friends really need to hear from you because they can't remember those memories. Sadness, depression, addiction can make you really think, I ain't never been happy. I ain't never had friends. It's unfortunate, but it happens to the best of us. We can feel so incredibly lonely that we forget that we have people who love us. They just ain't heard from us in a while. Maybe they're afraid to reach out too. If we thought more like that, we'd reach out more. But instead, we start to go to, well, they could have reached out. You could have reached out too. It's a lot of things we say about people that we could have did too. It's okay. Let's not blame each other for falling out of communication as regularly. Maybe we can get back into something more realistic for how we're older now. I can't just come to your house and sit on the couch no more. You know, just remember that. There's going to be friendships that got to shift. They're not dead though. Okay? And Sarah, if you're still here with us, just let me know what you want the reading on. I'll pull 3 cards for you. But if you're not here anymore, that's okay too. If something happened, you have understanding. But as I said, I'm gonna leave this video up for the people that were here, that were present. And Sierra, I feel like I'm gonna give you like the rest of this minute just to like hit me back. But if we are leaving, I love all of you and I appreciate y'all for spending time with me. I got so much out of this. I love this deck so much, but y'all see the book. Y'all see the book. I'm still absorbing. So again, thank you for just letting me learn this deck a little bit more intimately. Thank you for sharing so abundantly with me. And I hope y'all enjoy your readings. I look forward to doing another free reading for Cancer season just because it felt so good. Like, there's just something about Cancer season right now. And maybe it's because we're in like double Cancer season. Jupiter's in Cancer. So the Cancer energy is like going nuts. And Cancer is ruled by first of all, Cancer is big moon, and so Pisces and Cancer share in ways, but Cancer is also very much emotional in this way that Pisces has to also share with. Someone help me, because I want to say Pisces is the moon plus Uranus. Am I crazy? I'm trying to think. I have to do some more research, but I don't know why. I know it's not Pluto. I know Pluto is Scorpio, but Cancer is big moon energy, big, the opposite of Saturn. So very much not necessarily old and wise, but young and emotional. And so the ways that Capricorn can feel like they know so much, Cancer really will reach out and touch, will really go towards that feeling, a light, a sound, a smell. Cancer really does care about how it all feels, whereas Capricorn can really walk in the same direction for a long time and use that ambition to power through some bullshit. Cancer refuses to go through life in any emotion that is feeling unsupportive and draining. So let's just keep that in mind moving forward this season in Cancer, that it is being multiplied by Jupiter, meaning that connections with family, younger people, mothers. This is a very emotional time for people who may be, again, not close with family. You're going to be remembering good moments. Jupiter in Cancer remembers the good times because they went so deep into connection. They went so deep into love. They went so deep into feeling that they were able to maintain connections in a particular way. When you make people feel, it can be unforgettable. That's why some people are still listening to the same music from 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years ago, because it made you feel. So just keep that in mind this season. things are going to make us feel very deeply. Also, a lot of feelings. Jupiter is in Cancer. Cancer is in the sun. The sun is in Cancer and Jupiter. So there's a lot of looks right now, a lot of people lingering gazes, a lot of that, but a lot of shit. I remember that in the third grade I was best friends with it's wild what's gonna come up for you. And it's a whole year transit of Cancer. And so I expect there to be something interesting happening in Capricorn season and Pisces season. And I also expect for the Cancer folk to, again, be doing really well right now. A lot of Cancerians are going to have a good year because Jupiter's in your sign. Anything that you feel might be magnified, which can, again, for some Cancer people, not be the best. If you're feeling really sad, you might notice that your sadness is increased. You might notice that, like, if you have a lot on your plate already, you might notice that you're noticing more on your plate. Whatever Cancer is feeling right now, just focus on the fact that it may be temporary and may be floating. If you catch an emotion and you have to hold on to it, maybe, try some grounding techniques, try some ways to move your body through it. Certain movements can really dissipate certain emotions, not get rid of them, but help them move physically out of the body. And so I know some of us may not be interested in doing exercise. That's okay. But there are some movements we can do, some physiological things that will allow our body to not just release something, but also offer something new space, new, deeper breaths. Just consider that there's something out here for you to support you in your healing journey. And it might not be physical. It might be listening to certain music. It might be a sound bath. Just consider all the ways that you can feel better or even feel like release is on the table. Because fuck feeling better. Sometimes we really need to release something. Sometimes something is really burning us up and making us feel away. And releasing it is helpful. So I hope y'all are really just taking y'all's time out here. Question why you need certain things to make it through the day. I am not trying to judge anybody. I am an addict. I smoke a lot of weed. I am never trying to play nobody, but some of us know that we're not happy anymore. We know that it doesn't feel like a addiction as much as a chore. And so for some of us, we're going to be stopping certain behavior and restriction during Cancer season. Is scary. It's scary to restrict during Cancer season simply because Cancer, Jupiter is there right now. It's gonna feel overwhelming at times, and I hope y'all turn to friends, people that make you laugh easily, people that make you feel so easy to love, people that always have time for you, people that are showing you consistently that the love is there and there's more of it than you can even imagine. Go towards what feels like there's more for you. Extra scoops, okay? Not a time to be on some scarcity shit. If you feel like you're bothering people, say, hey, how are you doing today? You don't have to ask people how they feel directly. You can kind of root around and see, are they open to sharing what they're going through? Your emotional intelligence is necessary, but right now, people might genuinely be over fucking whelmed. So just consider that people might need a, hey, how are you? Hey, how can I be supportive? Those questions really lead that person to maybe asking themselves, like, what could make me feel better? So just consider that we can't make people feel better. We can't make people happy. We can't do that. We can't make people stop being in a bad mood. All we can do is say, hey, I'm here to support you if you want to vent. Like, offer ways for them to shift their energy, shift their body, shift their mind. But making someone do something different, it's not real. We can't make anybody love us harder. We can't make anybody show up more. Like, they have to know that that's something that they have to offer and that something that you feel comfortable requesting. We're not going to all get along, but we can be respectful of each other. And I'm hoping that folks realize, like, it's okay if you're sad, you're hurting, you're angry, you're jealous. Like, those things are feelings. And a lot of our family members don't tell us that it's okay to have the feelings. They shame us for even thinking about being those things or feeling those things, and that's not helpful.
So keep that in mind. It's okay to be really sad. It's okay to be really sad to a point where it's scary. Please reach out to anyone that you know loves you, but also if you're not sure who that is, findhelp.org. There are so many places to call. I know it's scary to tell the truth about what you're feeling, but I want to impress as much as some of us are going to feel really happy in this emotional time period. The next year is going to be rough for some people because, again, Jupiter is a researcher. Jupiter wants to know. Cancer wants to feel. Knowing your feelings is the test right now, friends. Learning your feelings, learning your emotional depth, learning how to connect deeper, learning how to be in connection with people, learning how to express your emotion. Just keep that in mind. There's so much happening right now. It's okay if you don't feel up for it emotionally, but one thing's for sure, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be feeling through this. Your emotions aren't bad, even if they don't feel good. Emotions are information. Who would we be if, when we were sad, that was a moment to think about what was happening, what that was bringing up for you? Like, who would we be if we were like, oh, I'm feeling a little afraid? Like, who would we be if we questioned where that fear lived in our body before we jump to something bad is happening to me? Maybe we think something bad's happening, but it's not. A lot of times, we're not always present. We're going off of like some of y'all probably are getting messages downloaded, but they feel like, just too much going on, overstimulation. And I'm not saying you can't be overstimulated, but some of us are being given some messages, seeing things deeper, connecting deeper, and that's fine. Thank y'all so much again for just spending some time with me on a Saturday night. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go make a grilled cheese sandwich now, but thank you for listening. Thank you for spending time. Thank you for holding space. I hope everyone has a good night. I'm leaving this live up. Bye, beautifuls.